Hello, captains of Armband. Welcome to the second episode of Beyond the Highlights, where we host ISL and I League personalities to talk about their ongoing seasons. And if you are a football fan just like us and love to learn from football personalities, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And today, along with us, we have Mr. Noah Sadaoui. Yes, the Noah which we all love, not only FC Goa fans, but all the Indian football fans from all the contingent, the mercurial left winger from FC Goa. So, Mr. Noah, how have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to have you in our show. So, when we first approached, we never even thought that we could have a chance to get an interview. So, sir, we are very, very pleased to have you in our show. So, yes, sir. So, thank you. So, starting with the show, can you highlight the tactical changes that you have observed regarding your role and position from the past seasons and the current season of ISL?
My personal opinion, I don't think that I have my role changed because I'm still playing in my positions. So as there's sometimes I will play on the left wing, sometimes as a striker. All depends on when the coach needs me. But I don't think it changed. It changed much. And obviously, I'm happy where I am and being able to contribute to the team positively.
You are coming from a totally different atmosphere into the Indian subcontinent. So, how has this influenced your perspective on the sports? And how did you get accustomed and how did you get a bit normalized here? Because there is a whole lot of significant weather changes which is happening in India when you come from somewhere else.
I've played in many countries before, so I feel like I can adjust quicker than some players. Obviously, the league here is different than where I played in Morocco. Morocco is more technical than, we here is more physical. So it takes a little bit of time, but I find playing in the Indian Super League is only getting better, and I'm just fine.
You have played in India for 2 seasons. Do you see there is a constant development in Indian football, or is it a bit stagnant right now after last season, or it's constantly developing?
Yeah, like to be honest, it's not. I know a lot of people are saying it, but it is true. The league is really getting better. I mean, from watching the old games of the Indian Super League, and even just from last season, and so early on in the season, but you can see teams are not winning easily. There's a lot of competition, and every game is very difficult to win. So for sure, the local players are better. I mean, even the foreigners are much younger. I definitely think the league is getting better and better.
What are the key factors in maintaining consistent performances despite altercations in the squad or tactical approaches? Because it's a totally new season, a lot of new players have come into the squad, a new coach, so a lot of change in tactics. But your performance is the only constant. You were brilliant last season, and so is you this season. So, how do you keep your performances so consistent, even in all those sea of changes around you?
The main thing, you have to be flexible as a player. You have to be flexible, and even where you play, the positioning that you're in. And I feel, for me, I just try to work hard. I stick to the basics. And try to listen as much to the coach as possible, try to, play by the way that he wants the team to play. And for me, hard work, you work hard, you do the right things, and, you can play with any coach.
Next, coming to a very different type of a question in regarding to this, that is, could you share some insights into the mental aspect of recovering from an injury, especially in a highly competitive league like the ISL, especially when there is only, from this season, there is 22 games. Last season, there were 20 games. So, how do you approach the rehabilitation and maintain a positive mindset during the recovery phase? Because we have seen certain players going into the injury and returning a bit sluggish, and there are some players who gone into the injury but had a great recovery session and came back just as good as he was before the injury.
Yeah, it's unpredictable with injuries. It depends on the injury that you have. But the main thing when you get injured is to be positive. You are in a situation, you can't change anything about it. All you can do is take charge of yourself, being able to train well, try to get stronger, and listen to your physios, listen to your doctors, and be in the same page as them, because at the end of the day, you guys are working together for you guys to come back. And yeah, just to be mentally strong, because a lot of people get injured, and it can play with their head. They can lose confidence and things like that. But you have to be stronger than that, mentally strong, and that's the main thing about being injured and coming back.
How did you have to condition your mentally, especially when your team is in a very good shape? The players sometimes get a bit agitated that I'm sitting on the bench and I'm sitting on the outside. The team is performing so well. So what do you have to tell yourself mentally? How do you prepare yourself? Because I've seen sometimes the player rush a bit just to get fit, and then there is another injury which is striking. So how do you have to prepare yourself mentally?
But this is why I said that you have to be in align with your doctors and physio. Sometimes obviously any player wants to come back as soon as possible, and play and enjoy the game, score and all that. But you have to come back when the time is right. And as frustrating as it is, not to be playing and things like that. Uh, I tried to be honest. I have trust. I believe in myself, and I trust in myself. No matter if I come back, yes, the teams are playing and things like that. But obviously, I'm working hard physically to be in the same level as my teammates and my opponents. So just being positive, working hard, yeah, and just be patient.
Totally agree. These are the virtues of a great, great player. And I like the answer very much because how you said that you have to sometimes listen to the specialist rather than listen to yourself. But again, a very, very interesting type of question. This one I will try to pitch is that you have played some of the biggest clubs in, not even in Indian football, in the world football as well. And they have huge fan bases, teams with huge fan bases. Then you came to India, where FC Goa is known for having a very, very passionate fan base. So one thing that we often misunderstand is that you, as a player, you have to sometimes also win over the fans. So again, when you play for a big club, when there are huge number of fans, how do you cope up with the pressure? Because the larger the amount of fans, the pressure also builds up on yourself, because there is a lot of talks about you, the lot of talks, everyone is talking about you, the fans are getting frenzied. So how do you keep yourself calm in that situation when there is a lot of fan pressure and all those things?
Yeah, it's something that you get used to. Obviously, when I was younger, maybe I used to be nervous, and think about, for example, even when my father, he was very strict with me in sports, and I used to even worry about him, what he's gonna think, how am I playing, and things like that. And then but as you grow up and you get more experience, for me, I don't really try to pay attention to maybe all the crowd and everything, but I use it in a positive way. Even when we play, for example, against Kerala, where they're not with us, they have a huge fan base. But no matter what, I like it. You know what I mean? I actually enjoy it. Even if it's another team and we're playing away, because it's good. It's good vibes. Any player wants to play with fans. It's much better. It's not boring. When there's no fans, like you're playing a friendly game.
How important is it to be good at training camps or the training sessions before the match? Because people often say that even before the match, the training sessions do a lot with the player, because we often seen professional players talking about how important is it the training sessions, how they plan the training sessions, and how they try to give it their best, because this is where the magic happens. So I will just ask you this question. How important is it for a player to approach the training session in a very professional manner and give them their best in the training pitches?
Yeah, I think everyone is different. But my personal opinion and how I go on about things, I take training seriously, because I feel like the more I work hard in training, the more confident I get. And there's players that really like before a game, 2 days or 3 days, they will like slow down and not try to run as much and work hard, because they're afraid that maybe in the game they're not gonna be able to give that energy into the game. But I feel I'm the opposite. The more the more I actually work hard and run in training and do the right things, in the game, I have more confidence, I have more energy, and yeah, more power as well. But it's definitely important, to have good training sessions before a game. It gives you definitely confidence in going to the game.
As a prominent figure in FC Goa, what message would you like to convey to the passionate fan base who are looking up to you?
Yeah, you know, I mean, FC Goa fans for sure. They, uh, they know how much I love them. Even now, like, I had a little injury. I've seen all their messages, all their love, all their support. They want me back and things like that, and it means a lot to me. They're a big help in these situations where sometimes you may be feeling down. You want to come back to play. They give you that, importance, and any player wants to feel important, it makes you feel good. And sometimes it gives you this energy to perform on the field. And it's something that I have special with FC Goa fans, and I'm truly thankful for them. And I hope that this season we can really make them happy and achieve our goals.